Ronaldo, Robinho, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, they all have something in common. One reason behind their success and fame. What if I told you the goals, or assists, were all because of it, because of one move. You see, this was the reason they became the players the world wouldn't. They made it look so easy, which is why at 16, I made it my mission to master the Stepover as quickly as possible. Because I knew if I could learn it, actually, scratch that. If I could master the Stepover and become as good as them, I could become unstoppable. So I spent hundreds of hours researching, trying every training method at home and at the field. Days turned into weeks, turned into months, and not long after, I finally cracked the code. I started beating players left, right, and center. I had mastered the Stepover. We played my local pro academy, took their ankles, and signed soon after. So in today's video, I'm sharing the training and secrets that helped me master the Stepover. If you're a player who wants to create chances and stand out using one simple skill move, this is the art of Stepover. Before I go and start humiliating defenders, first, what actually is a Stepover? Because the move gets confused between people. Some look like this, or this. So here's how the Stepover is meant to be done. A Stepover is a body feint with an added leg movement, also referred to as an advanced body feint. As you step over, all you're doing is getting the defender to bite, and then you exit in the opposite direction to get away and beat the defender. Or just to get that separation to get a shot off, or to get across it. It can be used in almost any situation, stationary, or when driving the ball. The faster you do it and the more fluid you're able to manipulate the hips, the more effective it's gonna be and the more defenders you're gonna beat. What makes this move so effective is that it's simple, it's quick to do, making it effective. And the better you get at it, the faster you do it. Plus, with the different combinations, it makes you unpredictable. So you can cut out, the next play, cut in. The defender will never guess where you're going. This is why this move is the greatest move. Ronaldo made this move popular back at his time at Manchester United. You see, I never really understood how to beat a defender. Watching him play, being able to use one move, he beat the defender in almost any situation in any area of the field. So after recognizing this, I realized that what separated him between any other player in the same position at the time was his ability to beat defenders. That was his X factor. And now, let's start improving it right from the very start. Now, to master the Stepover, we have to break it down in a very basic, fundamental level. We have to master the technique. So to get the movement down, start practicing it by doing stationary Stepovers. Now the right technique and to really sell the move is to go fully around the ball and on your toes to drive momentum forward to speed it up. As you can see, this is on your toes, this is on your heel. Your body needs to get familiar with this motion, so this is gonna take a while, but consistently do it every single day until you can comfortably do the stationary Stepovers without tripping over, and when it flows smoothly, just like I'm doing right now, and you can put your head up. For me, I did this every single day, 500 times for the first week. Start slow, then speed it up to build that muscle memory and to get more comfortable doing it at speed. Now that you somewhat master the movement and you're able to do it comfortably without tripping and you're able to look up, now is part 2 of the movement mastery of the Stepover. Now, a Stepover in game is always done moving, in motion. Now to practice this, just hit it out and do the Stepovers while it's in motion. Hit it, then step over. Do this 500 times every day for the second week until you get comfortable enough to where your head is up and you're able to do it continuously without tripping or falling over. And always remember to step over off the same foot you're dribbling with. The opposite causes a little pause in between. So get into good habits. Remember, consistency is key. And after you've mastered the movement, time for step 3. Now you've mastered the movement of the Stepover. To actually beat defenders, we need to execute the Stepover in a combination. A combination is the number of Stepovers you do to sell the defender one way so you can exit opposite and beat the defender. Some do multiple, others like to keep it simple. Now I have 3 Stepover combinations that I always use. First is a single Stepover. This is the most simple and my go-to skill move that you can do in any area of the pitch. Whether that's to get a shot off, beat a defender, or just to get the pass off. Especially as a winger, I've used this playing as a central midfielder, playing out wide on the wing, or even as a fullback. This is the simplest skill move, and if you simply master this move, you can beat any defender with ease. Second is the double step over. This is a more advanced skill move, but when you get it right, it works so effectively. It's mainly used for cutting in, to get the shot off or to beat the defender. This move can be effective in any area of the field, but you'll primarily see only wingers or players out wide using it the most. Third is a single step over to the same side. This requires a bit more skill to execute and is only effective in certain situations. It's very unpredictable, so when done right, can be very effective. Here in this skill move, what sells the move is the body feint after the step over. But when done right, you can score crazy goals like I did. Just watch this 1v4 solo goal I scored this past year. Now that you picked a couple step over combinations that you want to master, we're going to go through the simple 1v1 drill to further master that combination. To beat a defender, you have to learn how to engage and disengage. When you engage, just visualize that being a defender. You got to engage, which means you got to be direct, approaching the defender. That is when you execute the combination. Defender right there, learn how to engage, do the step over combination you want to master, and then exit. And you repeat it going backwards with the opposite foot. Engage, beat defender, exit. The whole point of this drill is to get more familiar with that combination and master it before you go into real 1v1. So again, the second move was a double step over, exit. Make sure you're doing the move effectively and you're actually dropping the shoulder, selling the move with the hips to sell it one way. Just visualize the defender stepping as you do that combination and then exit away to beat the defender or create space to get a shot off or to get a pass off. Step over, sell, exit. Go slow. As you get better, speed it up. This is the best way to master it individually. Now, to actually master the step over and be able to do it against real defenders in real games, you have to practice it a real defender, because real defenders are not cones. It's unpredictable, just like in a game, so you have to be able to improvise as you're going into the 1v1. Engage in the 1v1, beat the defender, get a shot off. Practice different 1v1 combinations and get comfortable. Learn different triggers, like he was forcing me out wide there. By doing those double step overs, going the opposite way where he's forcing me, I'm able to create space because he has to rotate his hips, and I was able to drive into space and beat it. This is why 1v1s against real players are really important. You're gonna understand signals and cues on how to beat the defender based on their positioning and the defenders around him, their positioning as well. Not just 1v1s that we're doing now, also play pickup and apply everything that you're learning against real people in your team training and real games. Now, training is only one part of the equation you need to master the step over. If you want to start beating players easily, it all starts here in the mind. You see, people underestimate it, but if there was one thing that made my step over so good, it wasn't the training or the 1v1s, but instead, it was visualization. It's just imagining myself balling out of my own head. Let me explain. When you visualize, your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. Just by closing your eyes and imagining you balling out, you trick your brain into becoming what you see. I never used to think I could beat players in 1v1s. Now, it's all I do. All because I fooled my mind into thinking I was good at 1v1s. Because you use the same part of your brain to visualize an action as when performing it for real. This is how I did it. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and imagine yourself beating players. The trick is to feel what's going on, like it's real. Really feel the emotions when you succeed. Hear the fans, coaches yelling, really soak it in. After doing this again and again over time, your brain starts to get used to seeing it. And your mind will believe that you're really doing it, turning your vision into who you are. Stay consistent, and I promise this will change your step over. So yeah, step overs really are underrated. If you want to start beating players, the evidence is right there. Start practicing now, and you better thank me when you start snatching ankles. And if you also want to sign for a pro academy, making 2025 your year, click right here, and I'll see you inside.